Investing in art can be an exciting addition to more run-of-the-mill investments like stocks and bonds. To take us through the art of investing in art, I'm joined now by Imre Lamprecht, Head of the Art Department at Stephan Welz & Co. Welcome. Now, can you begin by telling us what kind of returns should one typically expect from investing in art, and over what period of time?
That's a difficult question. Generally speaking, the art market should be related to the house market, if I can put it that way. You know, it's not a quick fix. It's not a buy now, sell, in 2 months or a year even. You generally are told to wait at least 10 to 15 years before a real return on investment would be received. It can be anything from 10% sometimes to 100%, depending on the artist and depending on, I would call it, the flavor of the month as such. Generally speaking, good collections can stay with the personal family from anything 27 up to 45 years, and then only when it comes back into the market you'd see how much of a return they really have received.
Have you identified any trends for art that performs particularly well over time? Any particular artists or trends we should be looking at?
I would say, traditionally speaking, your traditional artists have always held their value, and the values have increased quite extensively over the last few years. Talking about artists like Pioneer, Irma Stern, which is a name everybody knows, Maggie Loebscher, Maud Sumner, and a few others. What we have seen is artists like Sokoto, which is an African artist. There's just been a big retrospective exhibition on him. Works of his the value has increased quite considerably over the last few years. And then what we've also picked up is people are more interested in contemporary art as such as well. It's not only a primary market anymore. The pieces have filtered through into the secondary market as well. And although it's a more difficult period of art to gauge, for investment purposes, the general feeling is that you should invest in the artists of the future, the artists of tomorrow. So a very big following for that at the moment.
To what extent should your own personal tastes come into it? And what kind of mistakes do you typically see investors making?
That's generally the very first thing we tell anybody that's new at art buying, is that you should buy what you love. We are here as a company, and generally all people in the industry are there to guide and to give help and information. If somebody comes through, we generally take them around to look at different pieces, get them talking about art, build their feelings and their knowledge on different artists and the know-how in the market and how it works. Because you're going to be living with that piece for quite a while. You should really like it and be able to look at it every day and go, wow, I'm glad I bought that. Generally, biggest mistake that's made is people that don't ask questions and that don't learn about the market. Just like any other investment field, they go and spend big money to later find out that whatever they bought wasn't necessarily worth that much. So, take the time to learn about any new industry.
Stephan Welz & Co. recently introduced an online bidding system. How has that influenced the value of South African art?
The online bidding we've only done for a few sales. We've definitely seen an increase in international buyers with each sale, each passing sale. There's more people registering. Initially it was quite slow in the art sector, with collectibles and silver and jewelry having a lot more bidders. But seeing that we do, high quality international pieces from time to time too, that seems to draw interest. And subsequently, a lot of people have found interest in the South African pieces as well. Like on our last sale, there were a good few people from America, Russia, Australia, New Zealand bidding, which is beautiful for the art market in general. It's a growing market as such.
Thank you so much. That's Imre Lamprecht, Head of the Art Department at Stephan Welz & Co.